Alright, guys, thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, hello. It's been a while. लाइव स्ट्रीम्स करने का यार टाइम ही नहीं मिल पा रहा था. What else can I say to you guys? Give me a second on this. Let me share the link to my Discord people, and then we will start with the stream. Hope. I think that's not it. लाइव स्ट्रीम का लिंक शेयर करना है. कैसे शेयर करूं? ऐसे शायद अपने खुद के कंप्यूटर में मुझे नाम पूरा शेयर करना पड़ता है. लाइक सर्च जब खुलता है. Even if I search with my name, it doesn't show up. भाई दुनिया. YouTube algorithm does not like me. All right. I think I have sent the link. Let me send it to my people. Okay. Now let's see if somebody has joined. Gaurav is here. Tushar is here. क्या हाल है bro? Guys, don't forget to drop a like on the stream. So, अब अपा आज andrewtate के बारे में बात करेंगे. हाँ यार तुषार, थोड़ा सा काम में बिजी हो गया था because working from home, you know. Does take a while to get into it. But धीरे धीरे बना रहे अपना सीन बना रहे हैं धीरे धीरे. So I'll just let a couple of people more join and then we'll start with the stream. Today we are going to watch an entire podcast. It's Your Mom's House podcast, which is by Tom Segura. He's a nice comedian. And आज हम पूरा podcast देखने वाले हैं जो एंड्रू टेट के साथ किया था उसने. Because a lot of you guys have been talking about Andrew Tate and मेरे को बोल रहे हैं let's talk about Andrew Tate. I wanted to talk about Andrew Tate, but अगर हम सिर्फ clips ही लें जो कि YouTube पे बहुत सारी वैसे famous हैं, those are the clips that got banned anyway, right? So सिर्फ 30-second clips देखने से मुझे नहीं लगता we will have the solution that we need. We can't judge a person from random बीच में से निकाली हुई 30-second clips. I think we'll have to go and check the entire podcast. पूरी बातें सुननी पड़ेंगी and then we'll get to figure out what he's talking about actually. So I think we'll start now. This is on Rumble, by the way. चल क्यों
First
रहा
of all,
है?
I've started admiring men so much more than women as I've gotten older.
I've noticed this,
Yeah.
that you've been a little gayer than normal.
Damn.
Andrew Tate has not
Or
yet
this,
joined
like,
the
let's
podcast.
imagine you're out.
This is on Rumble, by the way, if you guys want to watch.
350 pounds. Damn.
Yeah.
I'll leave a link
Okay.
to this particular
Except that
podcast
That's pretty small
Black
for a bear.
bears. Yeah.
in the description if
Like
you guys
brown
want to.
bears and grizzlies are much bigger.
Joe Biden burns it.
Yes.
Where is Andrew Tate?
Most advanced fitness wearables.
Up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Steven Seagal.
New biometric tracking, including you can whip on your banger of a guest. So we are
Okay.
very, very happy to welcome to the new studio, Jeans, right here in Austin, Texas, the great Cobra Tate.
Oh my God.
Cobra Tate's here, everybody.
I don't understand why everyone's
I'm the
a first fucking guest of stupid the new idiot. studio. You know I like 2 coffees. I'm sitting here with one.
One, that's fucked up, man.
But we did get you sparkling water.
Yeah, we didn't get you poor people water.
Okay, all right. You know, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But it's been a long flight. 2 coffees would have been nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Hey guys, get the fuck on it.
Unprompted, you dicks.
Yeah,
Clean.
clean up.
But I say these things and people really genuinely think I'm crazy.
Yeah,
But I mean everything I say.
that's what I love about you is that you really are just not afraid to say.
He's a maverick.
Yeah,
I'm a maverick. Yeah, that's exactly what I am. I'm hard
Yeah.
to kill.
Yeah.
Like Steven Seagal.
Yes.
He's a maverick. He's
He's a
Steven
maverick.
Seagal. He gets on the train. He aikidos.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does what he has to do. That's me. How am I going to let some? Okay, yes, you're beautiful, young lady. Of course, you're a very gorgeous woman. But I'm the big G. What, you're not going to clean my house?
Yeah.
Right.
Something has to happen.
So, as you guys might see, this is Andrew Tate. And what you notice where he quickly jumps into the same thing that gets him in trouble. Like, you're not going to clean my house. What he's doing here is he's being funny. One thing you need to know about Andrew Tate is he is hilarious. He's super funny. Like, कुछ points तो इसके ऐसे होते हैं, I'm like really laughing out loud, which is rarely जब आप कंप्यूटर पे कोई बैठ के कुछ चीज़ देख रहे हो, that here doesn't usually happen. But with Cobra Tate, मच्छर मारो पैंच, मच्छर हो रहे हैं यार बहुत ज़्यादा. But with Cobra Tate, that happens, and we're going to watch a lot. Parth, क्या हाल है bro? Welcome to the stream. Guys, if you are joining the stream, please do drop a like and talk to me. अगर तुम्हें भी इसका कोई point लगता है which we need to discuss, we can pause it and talk about it anytime in the middle. ठीक है ना?
Well, let's talk about this. This is fascinating because we came across your videos a while ago, and
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Finally.
Finally.
fucking God.
Jesus. I was
I
about
know.
to walk out the
You
door.
waited a long time for that. And
They
I'm
were
sorry.
fueling the jet. I'll have to tell them.
I will.
Slow down.
I apologize on their behalf.
So sorry.
Fine, bro.
So I am a dumb bitch. How can
So this is his wife, Tom Segura's wife, and she's a comedian herself. She's a pretty smart woman, and she opens up the conversation with Andrew Tate with a bait, saying, "I am a dumb bitch." Now, you have to consider that there are two comedians sitting in this room, and then there is Cobra Tate here, ठीक है? And they will try to make it as funny as possible. So they are not questioning him about anything that he has said. They're just letting him talk and letting him be him in every way possible. So this is the best way to look at and judge Andrew Tate, because these people are not questioning any of his questions, because we have more on that as well, like the Piers Morgan interview that he did. We can do that as well in a later stream. But this is one that I really wanted to catch, because these people, Tom Segura and his wife, will let him say and do whatever he wants, like total freedom, and then to let him be more of himself, जैसा भी वो है. And this is going to be a lot of fun.
Time for that. and
They
I'm
were
sorry.
fueling the jet. I'll have to tell them.
I will.
Slow down.
I apologize on their behalf.
So sorry.
Fine, bro.
So I am a dumb bitch. How can I not be so stupid and keep my husband? I want to keep him happy, and I think all the women listening to, they want to know the secrets to
I'll
a
tell
good
you- I'll
relationship.
tell you the secrets.
Yeah, let's,
Oh.
I'm writing them down.
I'll tell you the secrets. Oh,
Oh
so
yeah,
tell me your
put
phone.
your-
I'll tell you the secrets.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. I'm taking notes.
I don't think most women understand what men are looking for in general from life.
Okay.
And it is not just relationships, it's in general from life. I think, and when I say think, I mean I know, that men are biologically designed, we're evolutionarily hardwired to seek status. That's what we
Yes.
want. Men talk about wanting money. You don't want money.
Makes
you want
sense, right?
You want power, you want status, you want the fast car. You don't care about the car. You want everyone to know you have the car and they can't have the car. If everyone had a Lambo, you wouldn't want a Lambo.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So we want status. So every single thing we do is status driven to some.
Tanmay Shah says, "Sir, your last video you roast brutal to She the People." अरे अभी She the People के ऊपर बहुत content है भाई मेरे पास. The kind of बकचोदी they pull ना on their channel, the kind of dumb stuff they talk. Like उस वीडियो में जैसे कि मैंने देखा, I have a lot to say about the She the People content and some of these more channels. I'll take care of them. Man. चिंता मत करो. I'm there. Top G. Yup. So I should look like Top G, right? Give me a fucking pen. No? I think I have to first build up my muscles. I'd do some Muay Thai, but my man is a 4-time world kickboxing champion. Take some time to get there. I will.
Meaning the female we are with has to add status to our lives in some form. That's why we like beautiful women, right?
Right.
But a beautiful woman who doesn't behave and doesn't obey isn't really much status.
Yep.
So when we're looking for status, we want a beautiful woman who is compliant because it's unique and it's scarcity that provides value. So if you want to keep your man happy, you need to think, how do I make my man look better to the world? How do I make him look better in front of other men? You know what? If I were to just make him 2 coffees and shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
he's going to look like the big G. And he's going to be in love with me. That's what you have to do
But
as a
hold on.
woman.
Well, let me.
Then again, coming back to this point, he says stuff in a very derogatory way. But what he says makes sense. Yes, most men want status in their life. If I have 4 friends around, my woman comes in and all she does is, babe, do you want something? And I say, babe, can you get me a coffee? She gets me a coffee. You know how much that adds? I'm not saying I would do it. I'm not that kind of a person who would like ask my wife to make me coffee while I'm sitting with my friends. But you get the thought process that he's trying to present. Obviously, he puts them with very exclamatory and derogatory examples because he wants attention, right? But the logic behind those makes sense. सर व्हाट स्टेटस अबाउट योर एलएलबी? चल रही है भाई, 3rd ईयर है, चिंता मत करो, कंप्लीट करेंगे. लॉयर नहीं बनने वाला मैं, बट आई एम गोइंग टू कंप्लीट दिस एलएलबी इवन दो आई डोंट वांट टू. आई एम इट्स बोरिंग एज हेल, बट पूरी करेंगे. शुरू किया तो खत्म करेंगे.
Bruh.
Let me just stop you real quick and say something. You got a lot of work to do.
Me?
Yeah.
I brought you 2 coffees this morning because you were coming in, and I said, Tommy, here's your 2 coffees. I did.
I'm just saying, he made a lot of sense. And
What do you fucking?
I'm just saying, keep taking notes. Don't even talk to me. Keep taking notes.
So give me some examples of how I can increase my status, therefore increasing his status. You mentioned the 2 coffees. Now, again, why do you request that? Let's go through the logic of that.
Sure.
So yeah.
Because it's a basic respect thing, right? And compliance is something which is going to increase the status of your man in front of other people.
Right.
And truthfully, it's not really a very big ask. The fact that it's basically pointless is the whole point of it. I drink one, I don't drink the other one. It's just a respect thing. It's doing something which is basically pointless to show you have respect for me. And that's not me being insecure or crazy or whatever. I have a lot of jobs.
Makes sense, right?
And I make sure I fulfill my side of the duty fantastically. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. I'm going to take care of us financially, etc., etc. So if I do my side of the bargain, I want your side of the bargain, which is I want to feel respected in the household.
Okay. So that's cooking meals, I'm assuming.
Well, truthfully, I eat out most of the time.
Yeah.
But this is actually one of the problems I have. I want you guys to feel sorry for me. Maybe with your big channel, we can start a charity and get some money going. Because you know what happens now?
What?
My life, I'm flying on private jets. I'm eating in all these restaurants. I'm driving all these supercars. And it's very hard for me to find a way for women to show me respect. Because they're just like on the jet, duh. I go to the restaurant, duh. They're in the club, duh.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean? And they're like, and most dudes are happy just to get pussy.
Give me a second, I'll do just that. I think how I do that is when I do this. How's the
Like,
volume
who
now?
doesn't want to fuck me? So
Yeah.
duh.
Right.
Duh.
So how can she add, and also too, I worry if I am too submissive, will he not respect me?
Nah,
Do you
no.
lose respect?
Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Get rid of that.
Volume-
That
volume buddy.
won't respect me.
Guys, let me know अगर volume बढ़ी है तो, because I just corrected it.
Crap. That's not real.
Is that
Yeah.
real? Really?
You know what? So many women say to me, "You're so Andrew. You know what? You're so rich, but you're smart, and you're actually very intelligent. And I know you'd get really bored of a robot." And I'm sitting there thinking, "Bitch, I wish to God you were a robot." Andrew, you know what? You're so rich, but you're smart, and you're actually very intelligent. And I know you'd get really bored of a robot. And I'm sitting there thinking, "Bitch, I wish to God you were a robot." You better shut the fuck up. We talk about star signs? Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Tell me more about Sagittarius rising, you idiot.
Andrew Tate. यार देखो, what he means here is that when I am with my woman, like somebody like him, right, who has so much in his life, when he comes back home, what does he want? He wants peace, right? But if you're with women who don't have anything going on in their life, they want to talk about what's going on in your life. And after spending an entire day working on what's going on in your life, you don't want to come home and tell them what's everything going on in your life. That's not me, actually. But it makes sense to me in some way. Big G. Top G. I'm Big G. My man's Top G.
I don't give a fuck. Give me a robot. All men want robots. That's all we want.
Yeah.
4 wives, robots, inshallah. Put the burk on.
Yep.
What are you talking about? We don't care. 2 coffees.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
nice and easy. There's no such thing as too submissive. There's no such thing. I'm never going to look at a beautiful woman who does everything I say and go, you know what?
Pixelet, as expected, is not interested in Top G. I understand that. I respect that. He doesn't care either. Pixelet doesn't like Top G, and Pixelet is out. Why, Pixelet? Might be something interesting that we find here. I'm not sure I will agree with him all the way, but it does make sense for somebody like him. I'm not saying it makes sense for everybody. Why don't we have a discussion about it? Instead of you just not staying here. You know I'm a reasonable man. I'll listen to what you're trying to say, and we'll have a discussion about it. You can tell me why he's wrong, or why I'm wrong. That would be fine either. Nahi?
Do too much of what I say. I want to go get some disagreeable bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
On one
Now there is something like this. He wants a completely submissive, compliant woman. I don't agree with that. I want somebody, like Jordan Peterson says, you want somebody to challenge you, to call you out on your bullshit. Now it can be your boys, it can be one of your family members, or it can be your woman. I don't discriminate in that. Really, that's my point. Like, I want somebody in my life who if I'm doing some dumb stuff, he says, you're doing some dumb stuff. Like, I have friends. Like, अगर मैं कोई डिसीजन लेता हूँ कि भाई मेरा ये करने का मन कर रहा है, एंड अगर वो चूतिया आइडिया है, तो मेरे आई हैव पीपल अराउंड मी हु लुक इट डायरेक्टली टू माई फेस एंड से चूतिया आइडिया है, साइड में रखी जाए, कोई ढंग का सोच. I have that kind of people in my life, and you need that kind of people in your life. Top G has his brother who lives with him, his friends. So, you know, even Stevens. Actually, 10% of his content about women. All of it's about motivation, discipline, and world reality. And that's exactly what we are going to get into, Ivan. ऋषभ कौशिक, टाइटल पढ़ ले साले, हैं? तुमको बताने की जरूरत पड़ रही? हट? क्या? Dr. Nupriya is here. Hello, hello. Guys, like I said before, कोई बीमारी है? This is the time to ask. Don't worry, Pixel. Chill out. My streams are supposed to be about relaxing, having thoughtful discussions, not having your veins burst. And if you're having any veins problems, doctor, please.
planet.
But Cobra, let me tell you what you're saying. If there's truth to it, and judging by my husband's reaction,
Yeah.
listen, we've had world famous comedians sit across from him. He's never spit coffee out of his nose like
Well,
he just did for you.
It's because it's like, you know what it is? Sometimes you see these videos of these guys that are lost, and then they walk into a church, and then the preacher says like the exact right thing from the Bible, and the guy's like, "Oh my God, this is what I needed." I feel the same way right now. I feel like
You see how these people are setting him up? You see how smart Tom Segura is? He's just making him feel like at home right away. And he wants him to be more, give them more content and be like more outrageous. This is so fun. Like, that's why I wanted to watch this podcast with you guys, because this will get the most ridiculous stuff out of him as possible, because this is not a serious interview kind of situation where he's being questioned on his thoughts. We'll get to those as well.
Hear that,
Yeah,
Fred. I
absolutely.
love to hear that.
Good.
Thank
It's
you.
really good to have you here. And
What is
speaking,
happening?
if I could be, I don't know, to borrow from them, I think you're kind of speaking the gospel right now.
Well, the
you know?
truth is, you know what's crazy about all of this? Because when people attack my views, what they don't understand is that the relationships I'm describing are not just perfect for the man. Women are absolutely happy serving a man they respect. Women are absolutely happy saying, you know what? I know I have the best man on the planet, and I know I make him happy. Women are happy
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, coming to this, Anupriya is sick. Yes, we know. And my mom just called me. Give me a second, guys. मैं स्ट्रीम पे ही बात करता हूँ आपसे. हाँ, तो जस्ट रख दो. मैं भग के आऊँगा एंड आके लेके वापस ऊपर आ जाऊँगा. हाँ 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 हाँ, बस आ गया. गाइज, माई डिनर इज़ रेडी. यूजली मैं इस टाइम डिनर नहीं करता हूँ बिकॉज आई हैव नाइट शिफ्ट्स, एंड मैं अपनी शिफ्ट खत्म करने के बाद ही डिनर करता हूँ, या बीच में 2 बजे, रात को 2 बजे के आसपास. टुडे आई हैव टू डू गेट माई डिनर एट लीस्ट. सो लेके भाग के 1 सेकंड में वापस आता हूँ. भागना मत, ठीक है ना? जब तक यू गाइज कैन हैव अ डिस्कशन, एंड लेट्स होप अनुप्रिया इज ऑल राइट. आई विल बी बैक इन 2 मिनट्स, ठीक है? तब चला जाता हूँ एटलीस्ट तुम लोग तो देखो मैं नहीं हूँ तो
far more happy with that than they are working some fucking career.
Yeah.
And some garbage. Oh, I have thoughts and opinions and a job.
Yeah, shut the fuck
up. Have kids,
dumb
sit at
bitch.
home, be quiet, make coffee.
Yeah.
And it makes everybody happier in the long run. It's good for everyone. I don't know how this is even controversial anymore.
Right, but Cobra, might I interject that if women were truly happy doing that for so long, maybe this whole women's lib thing, how did that come about?
That's a psyop from the New World Order. They're deliberately trying to turn women against men. They have to divide the peasants. That's the only way the elites can retain control. They turn the blacks against the whites, the Democrats against the Republicans, the women against the men. It's all a psyop, and they do it purposefully. Listen, a revolution is nothing more than men standing in one place and saying this shit has to change. The reason there's no revolution, despite the absolute tyranny we experience here in the Western world, is because most men aren't allowed out the house because their wife will get mad at them. You have to be home at 10 o'clock. Come home. You're not allowed out.
But what about the kids? Should he be home?
Sure, you should be home for your kids. But my point is, you're not going to feel like a king or feel brave enough to go and rebel against the New World Order if you don't even feel in charge of your own house. If you're not a king in your own house, then how are you a king anywhere else, right? And the law is set up in a way in the Western world.
Like that.
The law is set up in the way in the Western world where men have absolutely zero power. Most men are clinically depressed, working jobs they hate in sexless marriages, and they know they can't leave because they lose the house and they lose the belt. The reason there's no revolution, despite the absolute tyranny we experience here in the Western world,
okay, I'm back.
Most men aren't allowed out the house because their wife will get mad at them. You have to be home at 10 o'clock. Come home. You're not allowed out.
But what about the kids? Should he be home?
Sure, you should be home for your kids. But my point is, you're not going to feel like a king or feel brave enough to go and rebel against the New World Order if you don't even feel in charge of your own house. If you're not a king in your own house, then how are you a king anywhere else, right? And the law is set up in a way in the Western world.
Like that.
The law is set up in the way in the Western world where men have absolutely zero power. Most men are clinically depressed, working jobs they hate in sexless marriages, and they know they can't leave because they lose the house and they lose the kids and they lose everything else. So they don't have time to be concerned with anything that's actually happening in the world.
Is it just me or is it Cobra Tate making sense here? सिर्फ मुझे ही लग रहा है? Am I the only crazy one here? Hello?
They keep us divided and distracted. And empowering females is the easiest way to weaken the will of men. What happened when the Romans conquered the Greeks? The first thing they did was kill all the fighting age males. And we live in a world now where they are deliberately killing the fighting age males. They're killing the spirit, the warrior spirit inside of men. And they're doing that by motivating females and empowering them to the point where they're going to sit there and go, you know what? I'm a feminist. You can't tell me what to do. I'm allowed to go out with my friends. He's just my friend. I'm allowed to sleep at his house and drink vodka. Oh, I only sucked his dick. What's the problem? You know what? Fine, we get a divorce. I'm taking the fucking house.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Makes sense to me. I don't know what else to say. Give me a second, guys. Getting back.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you feel about women serving in the military and stuff like that?
I think that's the biggest mistake a female could possibly make. Why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah.
One, you're shit at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's out here who's actually been through something, as I have, knows that when the fight goes down, you need the women protected in a way. You don't need the screaming in your ear.
Am I the only one? You dubara, like women in military don't really make sense to me either, to be very honest. Let's get back into this. Laptop ठीक हो गया भाई अभिजीत. I spent 25k on it. It's fixed, it's working, and we're here. So let's watch more of andrewtate, and then we'll discuss beach mein. Wherever you want some point to be discussed, do let me know.
Right? So they're shit at it. That's the first thing. And the second thing, it's part of the psyop. They're masculine. In the Western world, they are trying to turn females masculine. It's not an accident. None of this is an accident. All of this is done very, very purposefully. And it's to destroy the will of man. The reason I feel compelled to say the things I say and do the things I do, etc., is because I live in a country where there's no femme-centric government that's going to come and destroy me. And also in my relationships with females, there's no woman telling me, Andrew, just put the mask on. Andrew, just be quiet. Andrew, it's late. Don't lose your job. Andrew, the kids, blah, blah, blah. They're just sucking men down the pit.
So hold on. Do you mean to tell me that Cobra Tate will not be married, will not be tamed?
It's not about being tamed or married. I don't believe in marriage in terms of an institution, not because I am against the idea of loving a woman, but I'm so anti-government. I don't want them to have anything to do with me, especially where my dick goes. So fuck them.
Yeah.
So I refuse to sign the piece of paper because I just don't want to deal with governments more.
Okay. So there won't be a Mrs.
Marriage? This makes sense, right? How scary is marriage for a man? And for somebody like Andrew Tate, who is famous, who's rich, he would be such an easy target. Marry him. Like that happened to Mike Tyson, right? Married some high profile woman who then accused him of a bunch of stuff, then divorced him. Took half of his money, took custody of his kids. Why would you want that as somebody who's as rich and famous as he is? Makes sense to me. Mansi, what's up? So, my people are here. Rishabh is here, Mansi is here, Anu is here, Pixel is here, Gaurav is here. अपने सब लोग हैं यहाँ पे. So, this is going to be an enjoyable stream, I hope.
Cobra Tate.
You
but
no, listen, if I meet a woman and point,
yeah, you.
she's Mrs. Cobra Tate.
Yeah.
I don't need the government to give me any kind of fucking approval.
Have you met a woman yet that you go?
What do you mean?
Mrs.
That's
Cobra
all I fucking do. What are you talking about? I'm just
Wow.
pump, bump,
Wow.
bump. You got a sister, bitch?
Bump.
Like, what the, you think I'm playing games?
Do you
think I'm playing games?
Do you ever worry that a woman
Wow.
just is with you for the wrong reasons, and therefore, do you
Yeah.
ever hide how successful you are? You know what I mean? Like just to see like what happens when like the Lambo's in the garage. And,
That's a good question, and I think you have to look at it under a different frame.
okay.
If she's only with me because I am tall, strong, rich, and successful, and smart, and interesting, and charismatic, and humble,
Only.
And funny.
Yeah.
and funny.
Yep.
If she's only with me for those things, and I'm only with her because she's beautiful and shuts the fuck up, who's more shallow? Truth.
You.
So who cares,
Right.
right? So I'm not going to be gold dug because I'm not an idiot. Like no girl's going to come to me and say, "Give me money."
Yeah.
If I decide to buy her a present for her birthday, it's my prerogative.
Right.
I'm not stupid. I'm not a punk. But I think that this whole idea of shallow is kind of
Subtitles है नहीं यार. But if you don't understand something, let me know. I'll tell you about it. So yeah. So Top G just mentioned a point, right? Where he says that I am more shallow because I am with the said woman because she is beautiful. Right? She is with me because I'm rich and I'm interesting. I am with her because she is beautiful. Makes me more shallow. Top G admits it. So that makes sense, right? Because he's admitting that yes, I am the one who's more shallow than the woman who's with me just because I'm rich. Because I am only with her because she's beautiful. Makes sense. That man admitted that he's shallow. He's not admitting that, oh, I'm the greatest. No. He just admitted his shallowness. And that's admitting to your misgivings or shortcomings is, I think, strength, right? This is going to be fun. Cobra Tate, all right. Let's go.
hard to define, right? Some go, they're only with you because you're rich and tall and gorgeous. I was like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What else are they going to be with me for? Like,
Right,
duh,
right.
I'm only with her because she's gorgeous too.
Yeah.
So-
Like, it's normal. That's human nature.
So hold on though. Have you had a serious relationship? with her?
I have many concurrent serious relationships
wow.
as we speak.
Are you poly?
No, because that means they can talk to other dudes. That's fucking haram. That's atrocious. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
It
Throughout,
is.
throughout,
Agreed.
throughout the
Agreed.
majority of human history,
Ugh.
female promiscuity has been absolutely frowned upon. Only in the Western world we're going to pretend it's an okay thing. Every single culture since the dawn of human time and every single place on the planet has said that female promiscuity is disgusting to the point where females were executed for it.
Yeah.
And most of the world today,
As they should be.
get the rocks.
Yeah.
Abdul,
Yeah. Get the rocks.
get the rocks.
So, this is something that was massively clipped and put everywhere, right? Am I the only one? Guys, look at me. मेरा face देखो. Am I the only one who knows for a fact that he's joking when he says execute them? Today, bring the rocks. Abdul. Am I the only one who sees that he's joking? या तुम में से भी किसी को लग रहा है that Andrew Tate is joking here? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Talk to me. बताओ मुझे. Do you think he's joking or do you think he's serious when he says women should be executed for having concurrent multiple partners? Talk to me. बताओ मुझे. Because I think he's joking. Jesus.
In most of the world today, it's still frowned upon. It's unacceptable. Whereas every single king and sultan and sheikh since the dawn of human time had multiple women. Men are allowed multiple women. Women are not allowed multiple men. Because if a woman has multiple men, you cannot ensure paternity. And the modern science of the devil, just because we can work out how the dad is, doesn't mean the actions are acceptable.
That's true.
Under the will of God. I can walk and have 10 wives behind me. That's perfectly acceptable.
So hold
if
on.
a woman has 10 men, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely vile.
Yes.
Females should not talk to any man besides her brothers, her father, and the man she's with. If she truly loves me, she should want as much help as possible to cater to me and serve me and make me coffee. She should encourage me to get more wives.
Amen.
Sounds like Sharia law is your. Wait, so
I'm a Christian.
have you ever? What's the longest you've been?
You know how
in-
quickly he goes, I'm a Christian, as soon as they mention Sharia law, because he doesn't want to be branded as a religious man. Let's go further.
monogamous situation.
Monogamous?
with
The
lady.
fuck is
No.
So wait.
तुषार आपको लग रहा है तो जो क्यों कर भाई मेरे कहे से मत चलो ना यार डोंट एग्री विद मी इंटेंशन ही यही है द एक्सरसाइज ऑफ वॉचिंग andrewtate राइट नाउ एंड हैविंग अ डिस्कशन इज दैट यू गाइस कैन सी आई कैन सी एंड देन वी कैन हैव अ डिस्कशन हैव योर ओन थॉट प्रोसेस लुक एट हिम लिसन टू हिम एंड थिंक क्या तुम्हें लग रहा है अकॉर्डिंग टू हिज बॉडी लैंग्वेज एंड द वे ही सेड इट डू यू थिंक दैट्स अ जोक और नॉट अपने तरीके से सोचो यार Vijay says, "Bhaiya, can I have 2-3 female partners in India without marriage? If you're not married to any of them, you can do whatever you want. If you're rich, you can have 15 women living in your house. Nobody cares, bro. As long as they're happy, you're happy. There is no crime. Having multiple sexual partners is not a crime for any gender. The thing is, if you're married to one, then it becomes very, very complicated according to different religions and stuff like that. But it's completely legal to have multiple, even if you're not rich. Having multiple sexual partners is not a problem. Not illegal. I'm not saying it's not a problem. I retract that. It's legal.
To me or me being monogamous to her?
The latter. Ever happened? Will it ever happen?
I don't see the point. I don't see the advantage.
Children.
I can have children while fucking another bitch. Watch me.
But here's the deal, man. But they will drain your finances. Multiple baby mamas.
No. He's got it.
Nobody drains my.
Do you see that? We're gonna watch that again.
But here's the deal, man. But they will drain your finances. Multiple baby mamas.
No.
He laughs and then he goes. This man's capability to stay in character is just amazing. Amazing. Because, don't get me wrong, this is a character that he's playing. He's an actor. He's playing a character. It's getting him rich. It's getting him famous. He talks about a lot of stuff. Some of them is right, some of that is wrong. अभी देखते हैं आगे और क्या.
He's got it.
Nobody drains my finances. I'm the big G. I don't think you understand. You cannot drain the big G's finances. The biggest mistake you could possibly make, the biggest mistake a female could possibly make is trying to go to war with me. She could come and say, please, can I have this? The baby needs diapers, whatever. Maybe. Okay, fine.
Maybe.
But if you were to, maybe. That little fucker can shit on the floor for free.
Yeah.
But if you're going to come to me with like a legal letter or something, you're going to get crushed. Decimated.
Oh my God.
I'm petty.
I'm terrified
And I'm rich.
of you.
Yeah.
I will do anything it takes to not pay you. I'll go to the jungle. I'll burn it all. I'll sit there broke myself. Everyone's going to starve. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Do you ever get sweet with a lady?
I'm
when
sweet
you're
now.
when you're
What do you mean? I am
do you,
sweet.
you ever is there ever like a tender
Completely.
if I with a lady alone is there ever a toned down version of this guy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not that I'm some psycho and I don't believe that men and women should be in love. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I should be allowed to have a bunch of chicks and do whatever I want, and she should obey. And if she will do that, then I absolutely will love her. Why wouldn't I? Right? Love is a real thing, and love is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just so full of love I need more than one woman. to
Maybe.
give it.
I think that's really the
And you're
case.
such a virile man that you have to lean into the mic more, my love.
Sorry.
Push it towards you. You're too
you
virile
go.
to be tied down.
Well, it's just I just don't see the advantage. I really do believe that if any man, this is a red pill most people don't want to accept, but if you were to get any man on the planet and say to him, you have a wife and she loves you and she's going to remain loyal to you and you can still fuck around with other women,
Wow.
do you want that, yes or no? If any man's honest, he's going to say yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's the game. So
Yeah, of course.
I'm in a fortunate enough situation where
Yeah.
I managed to pull it off, right? I don't pull it off with money or anything else. I meet beautiful young ladies who look at me and go, you know what, Andrew, you're such a special individual. You're such an amazing character that I accept. It's like when, all right,
Yeah.
you like cars, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. If you buy a McLaren, you accept that half the time it's going to fucking break for no reason. It's just a pain in the ass. If you want something reliable, you get a Toyota. If you want something sexy as fuck that comes with a bunch of problems, you get a McLaren. I'm the McLaren. You chose me,
are
bitch.
the
You
McLaren.
chose me.
Yeah.
I'm not
McLaren.
going to act like a Toyota. I'm the McLaren. So you're just going to have to accept what comes with me.
Yeah.
You are a McLaren. That's
Yeah.
really good.
Thank you.
That's accurate.
It's a good analogy.
It is a
Yeah.
really good
You see-
analogy.
I use that for Romanian bitches don't even speak English. Like,
This is so cool. Like these people are letting him be. Like बोल जो बोलना है. This is a good podcast. I want to be on this podcast, yeah. They'll just let me go loose. I'll say a bunch of shit that will get me cancelled.
McLaren? Yes, bitch. McLaren.
That's all they
Now shut
hear.
So what's your? Can I ask you this? Because there's a lot of dude. This is a primarily male audience,
Yeah.
and a lot of them, they look for guidance. They look to some of the guests that have spectacular careers. A lot of them, are like, hey, I need a little bit of help. Like I'm a little lost. What's like your advice to a guy who's whatever? He could be coming out of university or in his 30s, but he's like looking for a little direction. How do you start off, get centered to become successful? Get money, get bitches. Like what would you tell them?
I can answer that question in so many different ways. It's like 10 different answers I can give. But I think truthfully in the world we're living in now, I use this analogy.
This
a
is
lot,
going to be
maybe I
important.
overuse it, but you need to find a way to some degree to escape the matrix. And I say the matrix because the matrix, the way it is designed.
And you're not
now-
just talking shit because you've actually done that.
I've escaped the matrix.
Yeah.
I've literally escaped the matrix in nearly every form. So any form of oppression no longer applies to me. I can't be canceled. No, I can say what I want. My finances are secure. I've escaped the matrix. And when I talk about the matrix, it primarily applies to men because men are the backbone of the slave force. We always have been and always will be. And unfortunately now, if you're a law-abiding man inside the matrix, your future and the life that is laid out for you is nothing but depressing. You're going to go to school. You're going to get in debt. You're going to get a job. You're going to get a wife. Divorce is coming. You're going to lose the house eventually. Your job's shit. Inflation's outpacing your wages. You're going to work. No one's going to appreciate it. Now you're old and your life's over. That is the matrix for 99% of men. And
Doesn't that scare you? Guys, isn't that scary for... What's going on? Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Fuck it. Doesn't this scare you guys? Like, what he just said is evidently true. Like, yes, this is what's going to happen for 90% of males. Like, we live in India, right? We have this concept of arranged marriages. If you are getting arranged married, isn't that like most probably I'll be arranged married? Like, isn't that scary? Like, the matrix is real. We all know that. Like, what happened to him? They decided he was misogynistic. They literally cancelled him from every single platform except Rumble. अभिजीत भाई मैं थर्ड ईयर में हूँ यार. And that's, Tushar, what you just said, that's life, we can't do anything. That is exactly the thinking that he's telling you to escape from. We have to escape that thinking that we can't do anything about it. Maybe we can. Have we thought about if we can or not? Have we really given it that much thought? Ki yes, we can say yes, we can. I don't think so. You clearly haven't. And I'm not trying to be derogatory, brother. I'm trying to open up your mind. Think what might be possible. Like I'm reading this book right now, right? Like Dr. Anupriya gave this to me. See that? It's Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a fascinating book. Interesting. Once I read this, I'm on like page 790 or something. Once I read this complete, then I'll do a review, and then I'll tell you guys exactly what this book is about and exactly why you won't need to read this. I used to have like a section on my channel where I used to recommend books to you guys. I have heard a lot of books. I haven't read that many books in the past year. I'm getting back into it thanks to my friends. So I'm going to get back into this because books are something I have always said, read as much as you can. And we'll get back into it. But right now I want to listen more to Top G. Let's go, Top G.
You need to find a way to escape it. And I guess I was kind of fortunate from a young age. I always knew that the Matrix was coming and that the system is designed to oppress. The people who make the rules do not make the rules for the benefit of us. They make the rules for the benefit of the people who make the rules. And I knew that. And I think every person intrinsically knows that. Like if it's 4 a.m. and you're sitting in a gas station and a Lambo pulls up, you're probably thinking drug dealer or criminal. You're not thinking, oh, he definitely went to school.
Yeah,
No, so everyone
true.
knows this, right?
that's true.
We had to do the idea to a large number of men in order to spark these ideas into their minds. To escape the matrix, people first have to fight their insecurities regarding future. But it's not just about insecurities regarding future. Like, hum Indians are, right? And we're Indian middle class mostly. And for Indian middle class, the most success that people dream of, and I'm talking about both men and women, is a job. I will be a doctor. Like Sarkari Nokri, right? Sarkari Nokri is a big thing. It's still a big thing. It will always be a big thing. Sarkari Nokri. All we can get. And that's exactly what Andrew Tate says is the matrix. You will work until you die. You'll keep working, you'll keep paying taxes to the same people. Those taxes will never be returned to you. They'll never be paid back and you will die eventually. If you're a man, it falls on you the responsibility to protect and provide for your family, and you're not respected for it, you're not appreciated for it. Of course you're not. You say a bad line, it's domestic violence. Say a bad line, say, not physical. Domestic violence includes verbal abuse only on the woman, never on the man. She can say whatever she wants. You say something bad, you're done. I want to listen more to Top G.
So you have to find a way to escape the Matrix to some degree.
But wait, let me stop you. When you say you intrinsically knew this, I feel like a lot of people would assume that somebody is giving you some guidance too. Like, did you have somebody that was, kind of laying some of this out to you, like a male figure that was informing you a bit?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have the most fantastic father on the planet.
There
So
you go.
my dad did make a lot of things very clear to me from a young age. My father was a chess grandmaster.
Yeah.
And he was a nomadic individual. So he lived in a car or in random hotels and floated around the world playing chess.
Man, these chess grandmasters are all like so smart that becomes like a common thing.
They're so smart that they're socially weird.
Yeah.
So like my father was socially strange, but he was a genius. And on top of that, he's like a 6'4" black dude. So it's very unusual, like a chess grandmaster, but he's also physically intimidating.
Yeah.
But he's also socially weird. So he's a kind of weird guy to be around.
Yeah.
But he was nomadic, and he was just hustling. Sometimes he'd have to go down the local chess park and just hustle for dollars to eat. And other times he's beating grandmasters for 20, 30 grand paychecks. So it's it was an interesting life. And he taught me a lot about the fact that the system is absolutely broken. It's designed to oppress. And that the majority of people who stick to the rules are going to lose. I don't want to sit here on a podcast that goes out to this many people and encourage anyone to break the law in any form.
Of course.
But the idea of the law-abiding citizen has been decimated in real time. In the last 3 years ago, you could stand there and proudly say, I'm a law.
Is it just me or everything he's saying applies in Indian context, bro? Ivor says this is instilled into our minds by our society, and from a very very young age. सरकारी नौकरी की इतनी बड़ी achievement बना रखा है. This is a matrix, bro. You have no idea. Like, I consider myself to be a creative man. You know what's the problem with being creative? I'm useless at the bottom of the dominance hierarchy, as Jordan Peterson would say, because I am the guy. You sit in front of me. You ask me ideas. I want to do this. How can I do this? I want to market my product. I want to do this. You ask me, and within that conversation I will come up with great ideas. I really can. But if you sit and tell me, then sit somewhere and like खोदना शुरू करो, पहले यहाँ पे एक खड्डा खोदो, यहाँ पे एक खड्डा खोदो, then उस खड्डे को भरो, फिर then उस खड्डे को भरो. That's not who I am. That's not my skill. That's not what I can do. But to get to a level where my ideas are appreciated, पहले मजदूरी करनी पड़ती है. Unless you start working for yourself, as Tushar is saying. That's why he wants to do a startup after college. कोई idea है तुषार? नहीं, there is no problem with doing a startup in India. There are 100 and different ways you can do it. I really think you can. So if you have some ideas, Tushar, let me know. Maybe I can talk about it and see what we can do about it. Also, guys, if you're new to the stream, do hit the like button. That really helps us out. Now let's get back to Top G, and we'll keep this discussion open, Tushar, about your startup, or you can talk to me on Discord as well. Shivam has just joined. What's up, Shivam? Arey, be a fucking man and do it. There's nothing wrong with trying to do something that's not normal or it's out of the grain. Like, my entire thing is about doing things that other people don't do. Like, I'll show you something, right? There is only one poem in this world that I have read and I remember. And the reason I loved this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is because I opened this book. I'll show you guys. Just give me a minute. Yeah. And I opened this book and there's this poem. You see that? Let me show you. Do you see that? What am I doing? Yeah, this page right here. You see that? This one. The poem's name is The Road Not Taken. It's by Robert Frost. And I really wanted to talk to you guys about this because this is something that has shaped my life completely. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this for a while, and now that I have an opportunity, I will do this. This is a poem, and I really mean it. This is a poem that changed my life completely. ये हमारे 9th class के CBSE के syllabus में होती थी, right? Syllabus में, like English की जो literature की book होती थी. And at the time, I read it, but never really thought about it. But it was always ingrained in my mind. And once talking to my English teacher, who was a brilliant woman, her name is Anita Sharma, and one day, hopefully, I will get her on my podcast. Someday I will. Because she is one of those people that you want to be around, who you want to have a conversation with, because you will always get something new. So this poem reads, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took this other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no steps had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first one for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged from a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that made all the difference. And I want you guys to understand what this means. This is a very, very, very powerful message. And it's simple. It's two roads diverged from a yellow wood. Two roads. So what are the two roads? Conventional, unconventional. If we listen to Top G, it's in the matrix and outside the matrix. What's सरकारी नौकरी? जो हम इंडिया में it's like a luxury to have a सरकारी नौकरी. तुम्हारा social status बढ़ जाता है if you get a सरकारी नौकरी. And that's the road that everybody takes. Most of the people take. And then there is the road not taken. The less likely road. The dangerous road. The unknown road. The complex road. The scary road. And why is it scary? Just because less people have traveled it? But where does that road lead? It can lead to failure, yes. And that's what scares people, right? The road not taken is people don't know what might happen on that road. But the road that everybody takes, They know what will happen on that road, which is तुम सरकारी नौकरी का पेपर दोगे, 1 साल तैयारी करोगे, तुम्हारा नहीं होगा. तुम ग्रेजुएट लेवल के एग्जाम की तैयारी करोगे, फॉर एग्जांपल सीजीएल, एसएससी, सीजीएल, सीपीओ, उसमें तुम्हारा नहीं होगा, 1 साल नहीं होगा. फिर दूसरे साल तुम दोबारा ट्राई करोगे, तुम्हारा शायद ना हो, लेकिन उसके बाद तुम उसके साथ साथ फिर हो सकता है तुम्हारा हो जाए, हो सकता है तुम्हारा ना हो जाता है, यू विल गेट अ जॉब. नहीं होता है, देन तुम 12th लेवल के एग्जाम दे दोगे, क्योंकि तुम तैयारी सीजीएल की कर रहे हो, लेकिन तुम एग्जाम दोगे सीएचएसएल का, यू आर मोर लाइकली टू गेट द जॉब एंड यू विल गेट अ जॉब. इट्स अ डिसेंट जॉब, 45 के सैलरी, सरकारी नौकरी में 45 के सैलरी इज प्लेंटी. You will get 2 pay commissions every year, and you will get married, and you will have social status, and then what? Like most students I grew up with, I was in school with, naukri was as far as they thought. But if you get a naukri at 23, there's a whole life ahead of you. A whole life. Uske baad you will get married, yes. Then you will have kids, yes. And then your kids will become your entire life. You will, all the potential, all your God-gifted potential will be just raising your kids. You will contribute nothing to the society except the taxes the government will force you to pay, which will never be returned to you, which will go and line somebody's pockets. So what can you do? Can you take the road not taken? Can you do something that most people aren't trying to do? Can you think about starting a business? Can you think about writing a book? Can you think about starting a YouTube channel? Can you do something that most people are not doing? Can you take the road not taken? Read this poem yourself sometimes. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Think about it. Right. That might be a little too dramatic, but this poem has always been very important to me, so I just wanted to share it with you guys. And now we'll get back to Top G. Alright? Abhijit kya kar raha hai? I used to think these things are relevant for the West, but now these things are relevant in our country too. They absolutely are, bro. Indian income is not good, and we don't want to work for a society that's harming us. Bro, society is always harming us, no matter which country you're in. Alright, you think the American people are happy? Hell no. So, like my man says, don't break the rules. We can bend the rules, and it's easier to bend the rules in my country, in India, than bending the rules in the US. And I shouldn't say these things, but it's all true. सलमान खान के लिए रात को 2 बजे सुप्रीम कोर्ट खुल सकती है. That means the laws can be bent here, right? Am I the only one? That's true, right? So see, escaping matrix doesn't mean that you have to be rich. You can know, but still not in a matrix. It depends on the mentality. Yeah. I have read The Rich Dad Poor Dad as well, and it is very good. It teaches you to choose a different path in life, not what others want you to take. Yeah. You have to build yourself from bottom and until you reach a certain level where it becomes apparent and influences other people. Well, do get the power. You need the money. Of course you need the money. And that's why, because Top G will talk about, which is his Hustler University, where he teaches us to pay his money, which to earn money. I don't know about it. I would rather first get into it, read about it, and then we'll get it to, maybe I'll get into Hustler University. What do you guys think? Should I get into Hustler University? It's $49 a month. I don't know how long I'll be able to afford it, but I think I can try 6 months. Should I join Hustlers University and see how much money I can make by doing the work? Stein Eric, where are you from? Estonia. That sounds like an interesting country. Yeah, Estonia is one of those countries that the Indians go to study for cheap, right? Especially medical students. I know a couple of people who went to Estonia to study. What's up, Sting? You see, Indian people won't click on my videos, but apparently Estonian people will. So, I got no problem with that. Stein says I shouldn't buy Hustlers University. Why? Do you have some experience with that? Because I really don't know. Do you know Viking traveler who was in Estonia talking about red pill stuff? I don't like that red pill stuff. We'll get back to Top G.
The last 2 years, if they have not taught you that being a law-abiding citizen...
It's a scam. Andrew Tate is basically showing how easy it is to scam dumb people out of their money. Maybe. And if that is the case, then I'll lose $100 and then I'll tell you guys that it's a scam. I'm doing it for you guys. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Who knows? I want to try it for myself. I really don't trust when somebody tells me it's a scam. So I really want to try it once. And if it's a scam, then I'll tell you guys it's a scam. Then all of you will know. Then so be it. I'll lose $100. उससे ज़्यादा क्या होगा? And I'll be able to say that yes, Andrew Tate is a jerk and a scam artist. Because right now I can't say that. Right now he seems to be making sense to me.
This is going to turn you nothing into a fucking experiment for big pharma, then you're an idiot. You can no longer obey the law. And I'm not saying you have to break the law, but you need to find a way to do what the elites do, which is bend the law. You can no longer sit there and go, I'm just going to follow the rules and it's going to be okay. No, it isn't. And if you're a man, it's your job to find a way to not be sticking to those rules enough to escape the matrix and become free. Because what's actually most crazy about this period of history is that it's actually the easiest time in human history to become rich. And the reason for that is because there's so many people inside the matrix being destroyed. Money has to go somewhere. I've made so much money during COVID, it's absolutely incredible, right? Yeah. And a whole bunch of people got lucky. They buy a crypto coin, it fucking goes up 100x and this kind of crap. Like there's money just flowing around the world.
May I ask, because the audience, we've been following you, and how do you generate your income? Are you fighting?
So,
we know you're a fighter.
I was a fighter. So there's my two primary sources. I have three primary sources of income. Wait, 3, 4. I'm thinking of which ones.
Yeah, I've heard about this part, right? You guys watch it. I'll just be back. I think my mom's calling me. All right. I'll be back in 2 minutes. You guys continue this discussion and continue watching this. And if there is some point that you need me to discuss, I'll be back in 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah. 4. I have 4 primary sources of income that I'm prepared to disclose to the world.
Sure. Go ahead.
The first thing is I own some casinos in Romania.
Fantastic.
The story of how I opened them is long, but I'll make it very, very short. There was a guy who owns 400 casinos, 3 brothers, mafia guys. They own 400 casinos throughout Eastern Europe. I came up to him and said, look, I want to do a franchise with you. They said, we're not interested in franchises. We have enough money. We just open them ourselves. We turn over 10 million euros a day. Why do I need your franchise? Eventually, I came up with a plan. I said, look, how about this? I'll open up your locations directly next to your biggest competitor. So I'll go to war for you next to the competitor. Worst case, the location doesn't pay any money, but at least it takes money from your competitor. I'll give you a percentage of turnover, so even if it doesn't make profit, you make money. I'll take all the financial risk. They agreed. I started opening up next to their biggest competitor. I actually did something that's kind of funny. What I tried to do was find ones in between their competitor and a Starbucks. I'd open in the middle, and then I'd offer loads and loads of free coffee with a barista and a sexy chick. So instead of going to Starbucks, you could just take your money, go get free coffee, and gamble. And I ended up making a bunch of money. I took his competitor down, bang, bang, bang. So I opened them up. That's the first thing. That's the first one of the first ways I made money.
That's what's
Good
up,
business.
Dude.
Yeah,
That's
all right.
tight.
Yeah, I'll do that. Second, my brother runs a company that manages girls on OnlyFans. So a female without instruction is headed for destruction. Women are intrinsically lazy.
Yep.
Intrinsically. If you show a man how to make $1,000 in an hour, he'll think, I can make $24,000 a day. If you show a woman how to make $1,000 in an hour, she'll think, I only have to work 3 hours a week, because they are fucking lazy.
Stupid bitches.
Lazy.
Entitled and fucking lazy.
Yep.
Absolutely. So my brother comes
Hey, you
along.
just had that on deck.
Yeah.
Good job.
So my brother comes along and says, listen, you're making a little bit of money. You're a fine Caucasian of the wrong persuasion. The men think you're handsome. They should pay your ransom. We're going to change it up. You're going to listen to me. I'm going to install some structure and some discipline in your fucking life. And you're going to make some real money. And I'm going to get a percentage. So my brother runs an OnlyFans agency. I'll be honest. So my brother's making $200,000 a month from OnlyFans. Casino's making more than that. And then I've got an online school actually called Hustlers University. I have a university online. And
Really?
Yes. And I teach people how to make money with 18 modern wealth creation methods.
So
Wow,
that's okay.
That's cool as shit.
So how can somebody sign up for that?
That is on cobratate.com. You can see it. It's called Hustlers University. It's $49 a month. And I teach 18 modern wealth creation methods on how to make money. And I do this not because I'm a philanthropist. I want everyone to understand this is not philanthropy. I'm not trying to be a nice guy, and I'm certainly not trying to make money. But I genuinely believe we're living in a pivotal period of human history.
Yeah.
I believe that things are about to get a lot worse before they get better.
Yes.
And I believe that anyone who thinks like me and is aligned with me and understands about the global enslavement, if they're going to be on my team, I want them to be rich. Money gives you power.
Yeah.
So I am teaching anybody who will listen to my videos and understand what I'm saying and doesn't hate me how to make as much money as possible, because when the time comes and the battle call is made, I need rich people around me.
Yeah.
That's what Hustlers University is about. So it's right there. We teach everything about how to make money from cryptocurrency,
And
e-commerce,
anyone can a
stocks,
woman sign up for this?
anybody.
Okay.
Oh, a woman can do this.
I will allow females into my program for the moment.
Yeah.
Women are fucking stupid.
Well,
That's
yeah.
right, yes.
They struggle with the reading and the work. You know,
That's what I was gonna say,
They're
if
like,
they can read.
but they try their very best.
Yeah.
yeah.
If they're hot, they can get a private class.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But otherwise, fuck them. So that's Hustlers University. I teach 18 modern wealth creation methods. There's me and there's 17 other professors in there teaching how to make money. It's only $49 a month. We have about 6,000 students. So that's doing well.
So you were making some real money, man.
I'll be honest. I make $2 million a month, something like that.
Wow.
That's a really good, it's a good living.
Good
I do
for
all right.
you.
I do all right. And then I also have, the last thing I'll talk about is the War Room. And the War Room is my own secret society.
What's that?
It's a secret society.
Like Illuminati type shit?
Correct. So the War Room is for men who, the Hustlers University is about money, and the War Room is about everything else outside of money. It's for everything that is not money. Once you start making money, you realize.
Sorry, मैं muted था. You muted था. I'm sorry. So as I was saying, that maybe I'll do this. I'll do the Hustler University, and then we'll see what happens. If I lose my money, then I'll lose my money. But at least it'll make content for you guys, and then I'll be able to say for sure that it's a scam. If it's a scam, then it's a scam. Then I'll be able to talk about it. कि it's a scam, and then we will be able to do about it. बता पाऊंगा मैं तुम लोगों को. देखते हैं यार. I'm not sure yet. We'll see into it.
There's so much more to life than money. If you need to go to Moscow during a lockdown and you need a business visa, who do you call? You call the War Room, right? Yeah. It's one of those things. So we have a secret society. We operate all around the world. We have over 3,000 members in 72 countries.
No bitches allowed in this.
No females.
No.
Fuck no.
Yeah, fuck no.
I see all those cigars. Girls don't, yeah.
Do you suck dick on demand?
Do you know why I smoke cigars?
Why?
No.
Because they raise your testosterone level.
Really?
Hey, man, I smoke cigars.
He
I
does
didn't even know
too.
that. What's up?
Look, I have a friend right away.
Yeah.
Here I was thinking I was going to be under fire.
Yeah.
Turns out I made friends in Texas. This is amazing.
No. Tom loves you.
Oh, perfect.
He's nodding his head. His neck is practically going to break. Cause
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
Two
you
coffees,
leave
G.
tonight, right?
What is he saying? Does he have a statistic or report to prove this point? Which point are we talking about, bro? Sure, which statistic are we talking about? The making money statistic? Obviously, there are no statistics. He won't give away any statistics. That would be too easy. If you could give statistics, then everybody would join the Hustler University. If it was easy to make statistics like this, then if it was easy to tell people about statistics and get those statistics, this many people have made this much money, it would be easy. Then everybody would join. But it still sounds interesting. At least from a content standpoint, for me it sounds interesting. Even though I don't have that much time right now, where I can follow Top G's advice and do whatever he's trying to do. And then we'll do about it. देखते हैं.
They're fueling the jet. I mean,
Okay.
when I first got here, I had the one coffee. I said fuel the jet. Now the jet's the fuel's going in, so I'm probably gonna have to bounce.
Damn,
But
that's too
Well,
bad. That's too bad.
it's a shame, I know.
Yeah, man.
But I'll be around. Look, I'm around the world. I'm here. I'm there. I'm around.
Okay.
I'm around. But anyway, sorry for ranting on and on about the global enslavement.
क्या बोला था भाई? दोबारा लिख दे यार. He said women can't make money quickly. That's dumb. It's just that obviously he's trying to like offend people. He's trying to do that where people are offended. So he talks about some things that make sense, and then in the middle he throws bits that will be like, oh, how did he say that? Why did he say that? That just gets him more clicks, right? and that just makes him more famous. And then eventually some people will look past those dumb things that he's trying to say to get attention, and then will look at what he's actually talking about, which makes sense, and then they'll follow him, and then the process continues, right?
Of man, but you know what? No, I'm not fucking sorry for anything.
Yeah, of course.
If you're a man with any level of testosterone level, and you've been witnessing what's been happening in the world in the last 2 years, I struggle to sleep at night. Like literally, what's happening is fucking crazy, and I'm struggling to sleep. And I'm an individual with $50 million who can hide and disappear. If I was Joe Schmo, I'd be scared. You're out here, they're lying to you about the inflation rate. You're not getting a pay rise. Like what? Where's your panic? Yeah. People are not panicking. They lack perspicacity. They're not paying attention to anything.
Google perspicacity.
It's the ability to be perceptive.
Oh, shit.
And they're not paying attention to anything, and they're just sitting there waiting for the fucking steamroller. You think in 10 years from now things are going to be better? Like what's out of you out of your fucking mind? You need to prepare for this. And the whole idea of prepping in the old traditional sense of buying a bunch of food and hiding in the forest and the cabin in the woods, that ain't going to work either. You need a global network. You need a secret society. You need places you can hide. You need money, and you need the ability to bounce. That's what you need. That's what I have, right? But I don't.
You to send his clips of podcast to YouTube, and you will get $100 and keep 30% of it. Maybe that's true. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. But we'll get to it. If that really is true, that I pay $49, I send his clips of his podcast to YouTube, and he'll pay me back $100. I'll make a Smurf account and start doing it myself. I need money, okay? This YouTube doesn't. I talk about men's right. YouTube doesn't want to pay me money. I don't get super chats. YouTube never makes me money. From the day one, I've been losing my money. I've earned what, 7,000 from my YouTube channel so far. Imagine that. I have millions of views on one of my videos, and that's how much money I make from YouTube. That's how bad it is, because most of my videos get demonetized. Screw it. I still want to do it because I like talking to you guys, so do hell with it.
I don't know how fucking Joe Schmo's even functioning in society nowadays, because I'd be furious. I'd be like, what the fuck? You tell me inflation's 7%? That's a lie.
So you feel like most of those people are just not like alert. They're not awake, right? They're just kind of following along.
We suffer. The modern world suffers from a bout of cowardice. The average man in the world today is just a.
And this is the thing I wanted to talk to you about, guys. Like Jordan Peterson has this great line: if somebody's telling you about your rights without telling you about your responsibilities, he's lying to you. Now, Andrew Tate here tells a lot about men should have this, men should have this, men should have this, and then he turns around and says stuff like this: that it is because of men. Sorry, that the society is suffering. It's because of men, and men need to take action. So he's telling you about your rights, but he's also telling you about your responsibilities, because it's a man's responsibility to protect and provide. Now that makes it interesting, if not accurate. Makes it interesting, right? He does talk about both those things, not just one of those things.
Coward. It's not that he doesn't pay attention. It's not that he doesn't know. Yeah. It's that if he pretends it isn't there, it's ostrich shit. Yeah. I'm just going to hide. I don't know what to do, so I want to hide from it. It can't possibly be true. No, they can't possibly have lied about that.
Oh,
no. It's all cowardice, right? Yeah. Because you're a coward. Because when you accept the realities, now you need to do something. You're implored to act. Yeah. They don't want that. So we're suffering from a massive pandemic of cowardice. That's the only pandemic in the world today. I see it. Men say it all the time. Well, it's not that bad. You know it's that bad. You're just too pussy to admit it because you don't know what to fucking do about it.
That's the thing, though, is that they don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell them what to do. Join Hustlers University, get some money, join the war room, prove yourself amongst a society of men which are doing something. Look, we're not breaking any laws, fucking FBI. You can join as much as you want. All we're doing is we're sitting around, men who understand. I'm a chess player, right? My father was a chess player. I truly have no intention of changing the world. I have no political affiliation. I'm not
that
Republican,
makes sense.
I'm not Democrat, I'm not right, I'm not left. I don't believe in changing the rules of the game. I believe in winning. In chess, when you
he sounds like me sometimes, and that scares me.
look at the board, you don't sit there and go, I'm losing, I wish a pawn could move that way. That's stupid, because that's not the game.
Right.
What I do believe in saying is, okay, I'm fucked, but what's the best possible move?
Yes.
And what you'll actually notice is a grandmaster, you play a grandmaster at chess, he is sticking to the same rules as you. He's within the same constraints, but he will destroy you because he has a better understanding of the rules. I'm not out to change any rules. My society is not out to change any rules. The society can stay exactly as it is, can be as corrupt as it is. Don't give a fuck. I have no political affiliation. I don't care who's president. Don't care. All I care about is analyzing the chessboard and making the most intelligent move for myself and my people.
Well, life is
That's
too
all I'm
short
interested in
for
doing.
you to change the whole system. You're not going to do it in this lifetime or the
Did
next.
your,
so.
by the way, did your father teach you how to play?
Yes.
Oh,
So that
no
must
shit.
have been a crazy.
Yeah, but I'm still,
Experience.
yeah, it is. But you know what? What's truth it's kind of upsetting to some degrees. I'm still crap. Like I'm good, but I'm shit.
Right.
Because
right,
like
right.
I could play any normal person and smoke them.
Yeah.
In ELO and chess terms, I'm around 1800. I don't know if anyone knows what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But my father was a master. He was like 2500, and it's amazing how good these people are at chess.
His father was 2500. That's huge for you guys who don't know. If you check chess statistics, you'll realize how big that is. His father was 2500. प्रवी क्या हाल है ब्रो? तुम भी यार कभी ईद के चांद हो, कभी दिखते हो कभी नहीं दिखते हो. कम से कम दिखे हो, अच्छा है, दिखते रहो.
My father used to beat me at chess from the other room.
Wow.
So I'd have the board. He'd be cooking dinner. I'd say E4, C5, knight F3, knight C6. And he'd just read it out while cooking dinner and smoke me without looking at the chessboard. It's incredible. Yeah.
And then when you moved to the UK, though, because I'm interested in this, you got into kickboxing, right? You got into fighting.
Well, it's a logical jump, no?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Most chess guys, you're like, I don't want to fuck with this guy. He'll kick my ass. But like, how did you stumble into fighting?
I lost my chess coach because my father stayed in America.
Mhm.
So I lost my chess coach, and I decided to do something that's similar. And to me, chess is war. Kickboxing is war. It's one-on-one. There's no luck. There's no team that's there to help you or save you. And you have to be ruthless.
Mhm.
You have to crush your opponent absolutely. And also another thing about chess and fighting that's completely the same.
Look at that. Look at that. Top G is shredded. Top G got some body on him. Look at that. Top G at 33, fighting 90 kilograms, 192 centimeters. So how tall does that make him? 6'3", 6'4"? Damn.
If you lose, somewhere you made a mistake. There's no luck involved.
Right.
Doesn't matter how good you were doing. There's no such thing as a lucky punch. If he catches you and you go, he's training to punch people in the face. He just punched you in the face. There's no such thing as a lucky punch.
Yeah.
If you lose at some point in life, I was about to apply it to life. If you lose at some point in chess, you made a mistake. If you lose in fighting, at some point
You
in
made
fighting, you made a mistake. And in life, I believe if you lose at some point in life, you got complacent, you made a
And you take giving life lessons, bro. Take them.
mistake. Even with a complete black swan event like COVID, if you're going to allow yourself to be completely decimated and you did not have any kind of preparation plan or any kind of network that could help you or any kind of moves to make, you made a mistake. So I apply that. So when I couldn't play chess anymore, I thought, well, everything I love about chess, I'm confined in fighting. So I started beating people up.
Did you figure out, because fighting is one of those things that's interesting, you know, the younger you start, the better chance you have. So, but then it's kind of one of those, like with most athletics, you figure out pretty quickly whether you have a skill for it. You know what I mean? Like you could try something, you're like, I'm just average at this. Were you a natural fighter?
I was good at it.
That has been happening to me all my life. ठीक है ना? Because I used to believe that everybody is sent with a God-given talent. Like सबके पास एक talent होता है. You just need to find what your talent is. And it so happens that I am talentless. I've tried a lot of different things. And I do mean a lot. From athletics to academics, different sports, music, dance, you name it. I realized that I don't have any particular skill. I'm not good at anything. But what I am good at is, interestingly, is that I can learn things pretty quickly. I can be good at things very, very quickly. It's impossible for me to be great at things. But then, instead of feeling sorry for myself, sitting, I don't have any talent. I have a talent. I am multi-talented. I can dance. I can play music. I can play guitar. I'm learning keyboard right now. The next on the horizon will be my drum. One day I'll get my drum kit. I am quite a good speaker. I'm a good writer. So what do? I sit in front of you guys. Sometimes I sing. Sometimes I joke. Sometimes I talk to you about serious stuff. I'm good at reading. Like this book, if I really wanted to finish it, I can open this book, start reading, and not blink before I finish it. I can literally finish this book. How many pages this is? Like 300 something pages. I can finish this in one sitting, no problem. बिना दिक्कत के. So I have अलग-अलग चीजें. I can't draw like Gaurav here. Making tattoo or drawing bus. I can't draw. Gaurav, show me some of your drawings, bro. Because I have some friends who are pretty good at drawing. Maybe I can do something about it. I really want to do something about like around art and artist someday. If Mahadev eventually gives me that kind of power, I'll have something that with which I can promote other content creators, artists, gamers, athletes. गौरव से सीखने पे सब हो जाता है ब्रो. नहीं होता, ट्रस्ट मी, नहीं होता. लाइक इफ आई स्टार्ट ड्राइंग, लाइक मैं कबूतर बनाऊंगा बैंगन लगेगा. आई एम दैट बैड एट ड्राइंग. लाइक मैं बंदर बनाऊंगा तो खरगोश लगेगा, और मैं खरगोश अगर बनाने खरगोश बैठूंगा तो मेरे से कभी नहीं बनेगा. आई एम दैट बैड एट ड्राइंग. बट आई रियलाइज दैट some things are not for me, and that's okay. I can draw, I can sing okay, I can play some instruments okay. I'm a quite decent writer, by the way. I wanted to do something like where I would write articles every week, and if you guys were the members of my channel, you would get one of my articles every week. But I just don't have enough time to write right now. Eventually, I will someday, and maybe I would do that if you guys would be interested, because I think my friends have read my writing and they think that it's good. I think I can be a good writer. I'm also a good fiction writer. I have a book. I have a story in my mind that I want to write down. I don't have time for it. Maybe I'll write it someday. I don't know. But I realized that my skill was never being great at one thing, but I can be good at a lot of things. And then I can showcase my multi-talent somehow, somewhere. I don't know. Life will play out its own way. But I don't want to go the conventional, where I get a job, then I get married, and then find something. I will someday, eventually. That's okay.
Right away.
Yeah, I started when I was like 17. I've had 87 fights, a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Have you broken someone's bones?
Have I broken someone's bones? I've broken a bunch of bones.
How does that feel?
Great.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like I'm being
Tough
serious.
tea.
The first
Fuck
time you
off.
broke somebody's bones, were you like was it rad? Was it like a hunter when they kill a big moose?
You know what it is?
"Fuck
So there's a video, if you can actually find it. If you go to YouTube and you look in my highlight reel, there's a video of me fighting in Macedonia in the World Championships. I was representing the USA, and I fought a German fighter. If you type into to YouTube Andrew Tate highlights, it'll come up. And there's me against a German guy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I knocked him out badly, seeing him on the floor was, that's it, the top one. Seeing him on the floor, you'll scroll through, you see a guy in German shorts.
Oh, we are going to see a top G fight. That should be interesting.
Seeing him on the floor was kind of cool. But you know what was much cooler? Seeing the look on his wife's face.
Yeah.
Because I know she
Dusty.
left him. Well, you just saw your man get beaten the fuck out of. Well,
Yeah.
you're going to suck his dick. No.
There you go.
Here we go. So watch in about 45 seconds from here, you'll see. But yeah, it's primal. Like once you've done fighting, you can't beat anybody at anything else because, oh, I beat him at basketball. Well, who fucking cares? A
Yeah.
ball in the net. Like who gives a shit, right? Beating a dude up is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it kind of destroys all other sports because everything else is boring. In
Absolutely.
comparison.
Yeah. But then the fight is like, it's
Yeah.
primal. It's the,
Here we go. Here we
like
go.
you said, there's nothing.
Boom!
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, dude.
It
Sweet.
destroys all other sports. because
I'll watch
everything
that
else is
punch
boring in
again.
Absolutely.
comparison.
Yeah. But then the fight is like, it's
Yeah.
primal. It's the,
Here we go. Here
like
we
you
go.
said, there's nothing.
Boom!
There you go. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, dude.
Right
Look at his
hook
strut.
to
Did
the
you see
jaw.
Well,
his
yeah.
strut?
But you also,
God
the fight is
damn.
like, it's
Yeah.
primal. It's the,
Show that
like you
again.
said, there's nothing.
Boom!
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, dude. Look at his
Yeah.
strut. Did you see
Well,
his
yeah.
strut?
But you also,
The walk away is the best.
Wee.
Yeah, fuck him.
He was like-
Boom. Pussy. Now when I go Germany, they tell me to put the vaccine. You need your vaccine passport. I'm like, listen, you didn't see what I do the last fucking Germany. Talk shit. Shut the fuck up. You know what's funny as well? Because money protects me. Let me tell you, I was in Munich, and the police are walking around, mask, mask, mask. I pull up to the Kopinski in a fucking Ferrari 812 Superfast. I walk in the reception. Sir, would you like a mask? No, I would not. Thank you. Keep walking. And I noticed that money protects you, right? When you're a big dude walking with confidence, pulling up in a $300,000 car, staying in the penthouse, They're more scared to tell you to do things than if you're just Joe Schmo. I know they shouldn't be, but they are.
They are.
The staff are like, oh, who the fuck's that guy? I'll just let him. He doesn't wear one. But with the average person, they're over there, mask. Me and my brother, we've walked around and broke every single fucking COVID restriction since the dawn of this shit. All of it. We just walk around saying, make me. I'll call the police. Call them. By the time they get here, I'm bouncing. I'm gone. I walked into a fucking coffee shop in Germany. I was like, bro, latte. He goes, you need a mask. I said, there's only you and me in here. Are you scared of COVID? He goes, no, but it's the rules. I said, have Germans not yet learned about blindly complying with governments? Do you have it?
God damn. Top G dropping some history on Germans, bro. Woo. Damn.
Have you read a history book?
No.
Oh, but I said, there's no police here. Stop shitting yourself. What are you afraid of?
Yeah.
Like, you're such a fucking coward. Make my coffee. No wonder you're a barista, you pussy. Fucking unbelievable. I had to cuss this German guy out, tell him he's a bitch. Get back in the fucking McLaren. Get a drive-through coffee. It's unbelievable. It's crazy.
That is insane.
It's fucking insane.
It's insanity.
It's just male cowardice.
And by the way, you are so right about.
You see the point here that he talks about men should have this, but he also holds men the most accountable. That's also a part of this, and it's a very important part of this, because he's not just talking about men should have this, men should have that. That would be what you call toxic masculinity. He also talks about responsibility. He always blames men for all the problems. He never blames women from the problem. It's because men do this, men are cowards, men are this, men are that. Rights and responsibilities. He's talking about both. Most people miss that.
Anytime. You don't even have to be wealthy to do this. If you walk through a place with your shoulders back and your head high, it doesn't matter. And you just walk with purpose. Yeah. Anybody who tries to give you an instruction, if you're just like, I don't think so, then most of the time they'll be like, okay, I'm not supposed to talk to that person.
99% of the time. And that's how all this shit ends. I said this to someone. Someone came to me and said, what do we actually do about this? I said, listen, don't get kicked off flights. Don't get put on no-fly lists. No.
Yeah.
If you have to wear a mask, wear a mask. My argument is very simple. Don't put one on first. Make them have to come and tell you. Then say, I don't have one. Make them go and get one. Make them go and bring it back. Then hang it off your ear and still don't wear it. Sir, over your mouth and nose. Okay, then put it on your chin. And just make it so fucking difficult. Yeah. If everyone did that, they'd give up. But no, I see all these good little slaves.
This is actually interesting. This is actually very, very interesting, because there was something like this in the book I read, that was 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. In that book, he was like, make yourself difficult. Like, and I followed these, and maybe if my employers are watching, they'll fire me for this. But I make a point of making a fuss out of every time when somebody tries to interfere with my job, telling me how to do my job. I make a point of dragging them out. I make a point of stretching that argument as long as possible, just so that the person in front of me knows it's not a good idea to argue with me. I always do that. In my job, I always do. Like, I'll stretch. If somebody, my manager, like one day, I can't go into details, that there was somebody from this quality team who was talking to me about something that I did in my job. And I was like, nahin, this is how this works. Nahin, this. I made it so difficult for him to make me understand what he was trying to say that he just stopped trying. I've never had a quality session since then. The reason for that being, I'm also very good at my job. I'm always at the top of my team. I'm always at the top because I work very hard, because I want to make money. We make money according to incentives, and I make sure that I'm the top of the team. And then I have that, like my father tells me, right? My father gave us a great advice when we were like growing up, and my father is a very straightforward man, and he gives us some very simple straight advice. Always work hard on your job, work hard, work with honesty, and then don't let anybody give you crap for anything. Don't take crap for anybody, from anyone. Superior, inferior, doesn't matter. Subordinate, superior, doesn't matter. If you do your job with honesty and you work hard, किसी को घंटा रेट नहीं तुम्हें कुछ बकचोदी करने का तुम्हारे साथ. मैं अपना काम ढंग से करता हूँ. Don't try to teach me. But you need that ironclad proof behind your back where you are sure that you have done everything right. Only after that do you get that right that you can't. Nobody can mess with you. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But you have to have that Kevlar of knowing that you never did anything wrong, so that you're not scared of them. It's a fine line, but it's important. The dark music. Kya हाल भाई जी? बहुत बढ़िया bro, बहुत बढ़िया. Glad you joined the stream. Please do drop a like. Everybody who's joined late, Praveek, all of you, please do drop a like.
Before they even go in the store, finding a mask in their car. I wonder why I'm broke. Because you live inside the slave system. You're living in the slave mine.
Dude.
You're a peon, a peasant. You're an ant in the fucking ant farm. You don't think for your fucking self.
True.
It's crazy.
But the slave mentality feels empowered.
Yeah, Praveek. Like, my dad is something like my dad is retired now. When during his time when he used to work in the office, he was very hardworking man. Very, very hardworking man. He would always, like, if he has to do 50 things for his job, he would do 60. No problem. But after he did 60, he's not taking crap for anybody. He will fight with anybody. Don't try to teach that man his job. Don't try to be a smart ass in front of him, because he did his job to the best of his abilities, day after day, week after week, year after year. My father did that, and during a few years before his retirement, he got to a point nobody said anything to him. Superiors, inferiors, they just let him do what he was trying to do. Nobody said anything. That takes a lot of courage in yourself, that yes, you are doing everything right, you are working harder than you're supposed to. That gives you a Kevlar, that where you can be like can bother you, because you're like, start working. Like this happened with me in one of my colleagues. I just said, जिस दिन मेरे बराबर स्कोर ले आए, जिस दिन मेरे से 50% स्कोर ले आए, उस दिन मुझसे बात करियो. Until then, shut up, sit in your corner, do your job. But that only comes when you have that confidence that yes, you do everything right, yes, you do everything perfectly. If you don't, then तुम्हारे दिमाग में रहता है कहीं ना पीछे, कहीं इन्होंने वो उसका पता चल गया तो, उसका पता चल गया तो. But if they don't have anything to find, then you don't have anything to be afraid of. Think about that.
Forward now by canceling people they're envious of, by commenting and wanting to silence people that have an opinion.
Correct.
So now
That's right.
But that is a form of power. Now the slaves have united.
But this is what's dangerous about the world. This is what people don't understand, and this is what my society discusses always, is that throughout history, the way humanity got here is that it was the biggest, strongest alphas of society that were in charge of society.
Yes.
We now live in a world where it's the beta male tech programmers that rule the world. And if you give a bunch of betas power, they're going to abuse it worse than anybody. Have you ever given a weak man power? You see what they do with it? Because they've never felt powerful. You can give me power.
So right. That is so accurate. Like, powerful men don't beat up their wives. It's the weak man who isn't respected outside the house. When he comes into the house, he wants to assert dominance on the only people he can assert dominance on, which is his wife. That's a weak man. And like right here, they call him misogynist. Right here, my man Andrew Tate just mentioned that it's women not doing, it's men who are the problem. Weak men are the ones who cause these problems. They call him misogynist.
We talk about all the shit I do with women on a serious level, right? If a woman trusts me and she gives me power over her in a relationship, I'm going to take care of her in every single way. I'm not going to fucking abuse her. I felt powerful my whole life. I kicked the shit out of dudes. I'm never going to hit a chick. Why would I, right? You give a beta male power, look what they do. Because they've never felt powerful. And men have a natural masculine imperative for power. Everything we discussed earlier. We talked about men want status, right? So you give weak men power, they're going to exploit it. And the weakest members of society are now becoming the most powerful members of society. And they can control fucking information. It's the end of the world. This is the end of the fucking world. This is not a joke. This is the end of the fucking world.
Well, it's the feminization of the world.
Absolutely.
So this is going to be, now it's the era of feelings. Everybody's feelings matter. And like you said, the beta male is coming to power. So what's going to happen?
Well,
What do you see
I'll tell
happening?
you, the feminization of the world is absolutely destructive to the Western world because there's never been a successful matriarchy in the history of humanity.
No,
There's
not true. What about England?
No.
Queen Victoria.
Having a female in charge is different than a matriarchy. When I talk about matriarchy, I mean, on average, in the household, the man was in charge. On average, men were in charge of the society on average. You could have a female head of state. But on average, it was the men who were ruling society. The men were in charge of
Working and providing. Women
yeah, the
run
women
the
were listening
house,
to the
though.
men on average.
Right.
That's
Right.
my point, on average,
Right.
So I've had this argument with a feminist before. She's like, oh, well, we've never tried matriarchies. We've only tried patriarchies, blah, blah, blah. And I said, listen, bitch.
I want to hear that again. True Cobra Tate style.
Right.
That's my point, on average,
Right.
So I've had this argument with a feminist before. She's like, oh, well, we've never tried matriarchies. We've only tried patriarchies, blah, blah, blah. And I said, listen, bitch. Yes, they have been tried.
Andrew Tate is hilarious. Hilarious.
But the problem is
Bitch.
this. The problem is this.
Yeah.
The closer you are to the base level of survival, the more people naturally revert to their gender roles. If we were all, if 10 men and 10 women were on a boat and they got shipwrecked, the men would instantly start shelter, fire, hunting,
Yes.
and the women would start doing the women things. When you get rid of all the crap and all the society and all the programming, people will revert to their gender roles. The reason we do that is because it gives us the best possible chance of survival. That's why
I don't know about you guys, but I've read enough anthropology that makes sense to me. Because let's say it's my family, right? If me and my sister are shipwrecked, do you think I'm sending my sister to go hunt in a jungle? I have nieces. Do you think I'm sending my niece to go into the jungle and hunt? No, I'm calling my brother-in-law, and me and my brother-in-law are going to hunt. The women stay back. They take care of the shelter. Bring the water, maybe boil it, do that kind of stuff. It's not because I'm sexist. My sister is much more successful than I am. Most probably she will always be. And she's a very, very kind of a masculine woman. She's very disagreeable. I have two sisters. Like I have an older sister and I have a younger sister. My younger sister is very, very disagreeable. She's an income tax inspector. Now she's an income tax officer. She's now working in the enforcement department, the ED you might have heard in the news. She's an associate director in the enforcement department. But even if I was shipwrecked with my sister, she's not hunting. Because it's my imperative to take on the riskier jobs. Not because she can't do it, but I know I'm more suited to it. I'm physically stronger than her. I will always be. I'm physically fitter than her, which I always be, because I have more testosterone in my body. That makes sense, right, guys? सही कह रहा हूँ? Praveek, Gaurav, Abhijit, does that make sense to you guys?
in poor countries where survival is harder, people are closer to their natural gender roles.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
So that makes sense as a whole. So this feminist is saying to me, oh yeah, but we've never tried a matriarchy. I said, no, I'm sure it's been tried. The problem is it's very, very difficult to survive under a matriarchy. It's not the natural gender roles. And the matriarchies that did exist in humanity, I'm sure they existed. The reason we don't discuss them is they never even got a chance to create any history because they were fucking decimated by the patriarchies. There is no, what is the statistical odds? Someone at home, some feminist, if you can do some fucking math, you bimbo, work this out. What are the odds of every single society since the dawn of human time all across the planet being run by men? All of them. This is not an idea that could have spread. You had
Discord? What's happening on Discord, bro? Let's check. What's happening on Discord? General in Discord. He sent me something. I'm pregnant, but my husband doesn't know that he is not the dad. What do I do? Oh my god. Nothing wrong in that, as few people said. It is your body and it is completely your wish whom to allow to touch your... Oh boy, Jesus Christ. Guys, you need to see this. Are you seeing this? Yeah, let's read it. So, I'm pregnant, but my husband doesn't know that he's not the dad. What do I do? Nothing wrong in that, as few people said. It is your body and it is completely your wish whom you allow to touch your body. True. Being your husband, he will have to have the responsibility to take care of your child, even if he's aware that he's not the dad. Nobody can question you, and the law is there to support you. Sad that that is true. क्या करें भाई? And this is in American context. In Indian context, then man is fucked. अगर इस इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में आदमी ये करेगा तो उस पर डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस, डाउरी हैरेसमेंट, करके केस लग जाएंगे एंड ही विल बी डन डन pathetic die somewhere woman die not like really die but kind of die just get out of my sight is what I'm trying to say. By the way guys, do you like my wallpaper? I really love this one. I think I closed it. I think I closed the stream. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, I think I closed it. Give me a second, I'll find it. जब तक तुम लोग मेरा beautiful sexy wallpaper देखो. What's happening, dude? We'll get it back. Challenging Tate by wallpaper. Ha.
First of all, I've started admiring.
Wait, it's in India? Avar, was that in India? I didn't see that, bro. Give me a second. Okay, the next page. I'll read the next page. First of all, as a precaution, frame some false cases against your husband. So that I don't want to read this. Fuck this. But because I'm honest and truthful to you guys, I'll have to read this. So we'll read this. First of all, frame some false cases against your husband so that if he plans to move legally, you can counter it with this. Physical torture, mental torture, dowry harassment. There are many more ways you can lock him from his activities. Contact any female lawyer and make sure she is a feminist so that she can help you more sincerely, of course. If he acts more smart, then go for divorce and claim good alimony and maintenance so that he can't marry again and is financially in his financial capability. You can live happily with your child and your lover, or you can just live with your child. Being a feminist, I wish you all the success for your fight against the men. These are just dumb people, bro. These people don't know what they're talking about, and these are miserable women, and these women want other women to be miserable. That's why they do this crap, so that they can sell, so that more and more women are attracted to them, and more and more women talk about what they're talking about. This is just pathetic. Let's
Think of all the shit I do with women on a serious level, right? What is the statistical odds? Someone at home, some feminist, if you can do some fucking math, you bimbo, work this out. What are the odds of every single society since the dawn of human time all across the planet being run by the reason for that the world becomes a matriarchy as women get I think it's like the 90s. Yeah, Baywatch. Cool. That's gone.
That's gone.
It's Crack Watch.
Yeah.
Homeless Watch.
Yeah.
That's all they got over there now.
Tax
So
watch.
yeah, so as the world catches up and as things change, any society that retains its patriarchal roots, it's going to outcompete the West. I really do think that the Western world, along with America, is fucking finished. And I think if you have half a brain as a man here in the Western world, you need to get some money. I'll teach you in Hustlers University. Get in a society that understands that, and we teach you how to prepare for it. I'm not trying to change it. I'm just trying to make the smartest move on the chessboard.
All right.
pretty good
well,
stuff.
I'm, Hungarian citizenship. Let's go.
Let's go. See you in Budapest.
I've
That's the
been,
capital of chess, you know.
I've
Budapest.
been here for
Oh,
so
is it?
long
Okay.
that
Full of
I,
grandmasters.
Oh,
I went
cool.
to California last week, and I walked into a place to get a sandwich, and I walked in, and the lady goes, "Do you have a mask?" And I thought that was already
Sorry, in
done.
California? When
In
you're
California,
LA?
yeah. And they go, "Do you have a mask?" And I was like, "No," because I'm used to here.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Can you get one?" And I was like, "From where?" And she goes, "Like from your car?" And I was like, "I don't have one there either." And she was like, and I go, well, "I just want to order a sandwich." And she was like, "But you don't have a mask on." And I'm like, "Is that still a thing?" I honestly
yeah,
didn't
it
know.
still is.
And another guy goes, "I have one in my car." And I was like, "Will you give it to me?" And he goes, "Yeah. I got a fresh one for you." So I go out and I get it and I put it on, And then I come back in, and then the guy there goes, "You don't have to wear that mask." And I was like, "What?" So I don't know. It's just like it's mixed messages. It's weird.
It's more than weird. It's testament to the slave mind in so many ways. But I'll give you a perfect example of testament to the slave mind. When I get forced to put a mask on, I put it on my chin, and nobody says anything. They don't give a shit about. They just hang it down here.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about the mask. They just want to see you comply. I'm complying. I'm a slave. You must be a slave with me. I don't want to see your free spirit and your rebellion.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about the actual safety of COVID. They don't give a fuck about your breathing. They just want to see you comply. Another thing that's always been remarkable to me, and maybe it's because I've never had that matrix mindset, is if I was working a normal job, right? Let's say I worked in a sandwich store, and I'm not shitting on the average guy who does average work. I'm not doing that.
All right, guys. I think this should be enough for today. I think we'll continue this podcast on the next stream. I think कल मैं एक और stream कर लूँगा. I think I'll start around 8 to 10. I think that would be a good time. Then we'll finish this podcast, and then we'll discuss it, and then we'll try and do something else about something else, and then we'll see what we want to do next. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Because I'm going to end this now. Let me get my face on here so that तुमने मेरा थोपड़ा दिख जाए सोने से पहले. It's not that beautiful, but it will do. By the way, my hair looks amazing. Look at that. God damn. Nice. I need to change the color of my headphones. Yeah, that's better. So guys, I think that will be all from my side. आइए भाई आइए फेमिनिस्ट से भी धमकी आइए. We'll talk about it more कभी बैठेंगे आराम से बतलाएंगे. I mean they can't scare me. Like there are very few things that scare me. So some random person on social media scaring me, not happening. So I'll take my leave now. We'll continue this podcast tomorrow. I'll just do the same thumbnail, put part 2 on it, and we'll complete it. ठीक है and we'll complete this tomorrow. And अभिजीत कल बात करेंगे यार इस बारे में आराम से. I'll tell you all the details. It's going to be fun. Alright guys, good night. This will be all. Thank you so much for joining, and this is it.